Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Dirty and
DZAN, what is going on, people? Missed your fucking faces. Today is Wednesday, December 1st, but for you, Friday, December 3rd. It's been a minute. So glad we are back today. There's the middle finger.
There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's holiday season. We had to take a break last week. Thanksgiving.
Let me just take over here for 1 minute here, brother. Just want to address everybody and say that I am terribly sorry. This is all me, that we weren't here and we missed a couple of weeks here and there. My health has not been real good. Everything's fine, but it's just been rough. So I'm very sorry about that, but we're trying to keep this train moving here best we can, and we'll get there.
We will get there. All our people that love us and watch these videos on a week-to-week or bi-weekly basis, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you are just seeing our faces for the first time, and comment down below with some topics, top 10s that Dirty and I love to go down. And that's it, bro. Let's get into this shit, man.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's just quickly kind of glaze over the NFL, because as we both know, our teams haven't had the best
we talked about this the last time, DZAN.
Yeah,
it's in a weird year, and everything is just off. I don't know what it is, man. Just something is not quite right.
Yeah,
even like the Chiefs. You look at the Chiefs, and they're just nothing to hang your hat on to go, yeah, they're the front runner. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that out of anybody. Maybe a little bit Tampa, Green Bay,
right?
But a little. Nobody's going, nobody's doing that. And it's just the strangest year, man. And then I have to take a second to address something that happened this week. And actually, I take that back. This has been going on a little while now, and it's getting on my last nerve. And I have to address this, and that is Aditi Kikabwala, reporter for the NFL, lives and dines in Cleveland, Ohio. And she is a reporter, and she tends to report on the Browns, Steelers, and Ravens in Cincinnati. And she lives kind of in a central location, but everybody is very keenly aware she's a Browns fan. And earlier this week, she released a tweet. And what the tweet was addressing was Ryan Clark on ESPN was talking about how the locker room is a lot different. The culture in Pittsburgh is a lot different than when he played there. When he played there under Dan Rooney, things were just a lot different, a lot more discipline. And it's lost its way. The Steeler way is on shaky ground right now.
Got you. Okay.
Well, Aditi Kikabwala has notoriously misquoted Mike Tomlin many times, and she strikes again. And and I'm paraphrasing here, but what her tweet was, according to Mike Tomlin, the former players seem to know a lot more about what's going on than the players inside the locker room now about the culture of Pittsburgh. That's not what was said. What Mike Tomlin said was there was a preface where he said, outside of the guys in that locker room now, those guys probably know this locker room the best, is what he actually said. Which is logical. That's a logical thing to say.
And
it's a very normal thing to say.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But no. She tweets it out.
You gotta twist it a little bit. Yeah.
And she did again. And this has got to stop, man. If you call yourself a reporter, you have to report. You have, and this is the same person, by the way, who claimed that Randy Fichtner, who used to be the defensive coordinator, didn't design any of the defensive plays.
Who
He's
are
a
you?
defensive
Who are you?
coordinator.
That's literally
what the hell
his job.
do you think he does?
That's literally his job.
Yeah, it's just mind-boggling that somebody like that can report that.
Yeah. Well, they can't all be Ariel.
And that
Helwani,
name, Aditi Kikubwala, is going right in the title of this podcast.
I'm like, that's a hard, I mean, what a stupid name. Change your name. All right. We have a lot of interesting matchups coming up for this week. I mean, tomorrow, my boys take on.
DZAN just froze, guys. He had to move into a different part of his house. And I'm leaving this up. He's going to kill me. I could just sit here and laugh for 5 hours. There he is.
Am I frozen? Was I frozen? What happened?
And it was awesome.
Fuck. Don't keep that in.
I'm keeping that
cut
in.
That shit out.
I just told them that I'm going to keep that in.
You were frozen and I couldn't hear you.
No, you were frozen.
Okay, guys, I'm in a different part of my home right now.
I told them all. Yeah.
Yeah. My Wi-Fi is fucked up. So I had to go on the cable.
Shit happens, man.
Okay.
Well, was funny.
But you guys,
I was just getting ready to tell them I could just sit here and laugh for an hour staring at this picture.
I really hope that our friendship prevails and you cut that out.
We'll see how that
goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I was going to say before I froze, probably like this. My boys, Dallas,
like this.
Oh no, Jesus.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, yeah. Well, then you have to leave it in.
It was actually very normal.
Dallas and the Saints are not teaming up. They're facing off tomorrow. Our head coach has COVID.
Thursday night game.
Yeah,
right
tomorrow. So our head coach has COVID. A lot of COVID issues right now.
I got to tell you guys, if I weren't embarrassed by the amount of money that I bet, I would show you. DZAN is very keenly aware how much money I bet. It's not a lot. But I have been slaying it.
But I keep telling him to do just a little bit more.
I know,
and it'll be even more.
But see, this is my logic here. Every time I do that, I get cooked. Every fucking time, man.
That's the way they get you.
Yeah. So
that's exactly how they get you.
Yeah.
And then we got Tampa Bay taking on Atlanta. That's going to be opening up on Sunday. Seems like a pretty easy trip for Tampa Bay, to be honest with you. But you never know. I mean, everything has been so fucking crazy. I honestly thought we were going to walk all over the Raiders, even though we were out, two great wide receivers. I thought the running game was going to be enough, and they got it in overtime.
We're playing Cincinnati, and now Cincinnati is 3-1 in the division.
Bengals
are 3-1 in the division.
Yeah.
The fuck is this? Is what I'm talking about. What is happening, man?
What is happening right now? I know.
And now look at the Rams. I mean, they 2 weeks ago, if you would have asked me, hey, Dirty, I'm going to give you $100. Go put it on the Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
Without question, I'll put on the Rams. Without question.
Yeah.
And now they're one of the last teams that I would put.
Well, I mean, I would think the Broncos started 3-0 and then lost 4 in a row. Like it's just so weird how these things happen. But I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the background from,
I think the Broncos play the Chargers this week. So that is going to be a really good test for Broncos and the Chargers. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are facing the Bengals. The Broncos, let me look.
Oh, maybe that's next week.
Oh, shit. That's going to be a really good matchup. We got the Broncos versus KC. So that'll be a really good game.
That's
good
better than
game.
the Chargers then.
Yeah.
For
and you got
Denver, at least.
Your boys, the Steelers, are taking on Baltimore.
And that's a 4, by the way, people, that is a 4:30 game. I know that's odd, but
that is a little odd.
For a
Baltimore-Pittsburgh game.
Yeah,
that's a little odd.
Really weird. Yeah, that doesn't happen often.
And again, weird shit has been happening all season long. So we'll look forward to what I believe we are now in week 13. So we will see how week 13 fares. Moving on. I say we move on to our MMA topics. Dirty, what do you say?
Wait, before we do that, I wasn't planning on doing this here, but I do got to say, man, and this is completely selfish on my part. So just please bear with me, you guys, but I have to say it. the Detroit Red Wings are fucking back.
Oh, yeah. Talk about it. Talk about your team.
They are absolutely slaying it. And the Calder Cup is in the NHL is the Rookie of the Year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The Calder Trophy. And right now, the number one front runner is Lucas Raymond for the Detroit Red Wings, and he is killing it.
Is he the guy you were showing me the videos of? Is
yes,
that full?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
yes.
God. Yeah.
So he saw the video where he was surrounded by 4 guys.
Yeah.
All the way up to the goal.
Yeah.
They followed him all the way up to the goal, and he still scored the goal somehow. It was unbelievable. But
when he sent me the video, I thought it was going to be
like Connor McDavid's goal. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. But then what's really wild though is Lucas Raymond is the front runner. And the only one that's even close to him right now is Moritz Seider, who is the defenseman for the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, the same team. Same team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, Alex Nedeljkovic, who is their goalie this year, from Cleveland, Ohio, actually, which is really odd for an NHL goalie. It's odd for an NHL player, but let alone a goalie. But at any rate, they're just
goalies don't usually tend to get the Rookie of the Year.
He was a close second last year.
Okay.
He finished just barely behind another guy. So but Detroit Red Wings are. I hate to say they're back because that's kind of, but they're in a playoff hunt right now. And we're 20 games in. We're 20 plus games in.
What's your record right now?
I don't know. It's hockey. There's so many games,
Yeah, same thing with basketball. It's kind of basketball.
Right. It's
like
the exact same
amount
of games as basketball.
Yeah.
82. Yeah.
You can be fucking 68-13. Like, goddamn.
Right. Hang on. So, but and on top of all of that, so Detroit is 11-9. And they beat Boston last night in Boston, which was huge. Wings have never been able to do that, especially because generally speaking, they're in 4th place overall right now. You can't see that at all, but they're in 4th place overall right now, and I couldn't be more proud of that team. We've had the most miserable past 2 seasons.
Right.
It just
feels good to be on that.
It's so refreshing, man, to know they're on tonight. And I can't tell you how excited I am that they're on tonight. And for the past 2 years, it's just like, no, the Wings are on tonight.
Yeah, Wings are on tonight.
I'll watch the first period until they're down 3-0, and
then that'll be it.
Yeah. So anyway, we can move forward. Just wanted to squeeze that in there.
Oh, love it.
Thank you for indulging me, everybody.
And as a side note, I will never be drinking orange Powerade ever again because it's turning my fucking mouth orange. Okay, moving on. Well, Vegas 43 happened a few weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to say, MMA, UFC this week had a bye week. There was no fights last Saturday. Previous, though, we had Vegas 43. Let me just say, Talia Santos looks like a serious contender for the flyweight division. This girl is fucking cooking.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it. And I read an article about what happened and everything.
Fucking cooking. Well, let me tell you, let's talk about, we'll just kind of glaze over it real quick. The biggest thing of Vegas 43 was Michael Chiesa having a great 3-round dominant victory for Brady. But
I don't know why he doesn't call himself the Anaconda.
Right? No, seriously. That's such a good fucking nickname. And that's really what he is.
So obvious to me.
So he was getting pretty dominated on the ground, and you don't see that for Michael Chiesa. That's why it was such. It's just the biggest dub of Brady's career. Such a feather in the cap. To dominate such a talented grappler on the ground, and all heart to Michael Chiesa, because he really didn't have to take that fight, and he probably should not have taken that fight.
Right, but this is why they don't.
Yeah, good on for him for taking it though. And
we shit all over Sean O'Malley. But the reality is he probably has a hard time finding fights.
Almeida,
nobody above him wants to fight him, probably, is my guess.
Almeida put him on blast and said Ricky Simone was ranked, and was going to fight him, and instead Sean O'Malley turned that down for Chris Matuno.
Right. And
what
we didn't know that
fuck?
until until he came out with that. And I'm like, what the dude? This is worse than we even thought it was.
And Omeda's like, okay, let's fucking go, bro. Like, let's do this. Like, he wants to call out the easiest shots to get him as close as he can, because he thinks that once he gets maybe a top 10 or 11 and he gets them out of there, he can hop all the way over.
Do you think maybe Sean Shelby is on the inside just working things for Sean O'Malley? Because somebody is on the inside for this guy. Clearly.
I mean, I feel
he's fought nobody.
It's a group. It's a whole group thing. I mean, when you look at, anytime Sean O'Malley though is on a interview for the pre-fight, you look at any of those numbers, his videos are 3 times more.
Oh,
so the UFC is going to invest
if he loses,
heavily.
they won't be.
But they are still. That's what sucks. That's what's been so frustrating.
But what I'm saying is, when he starts getting into contention.
Oh, okay. Like,
because we saw this with Connor, right?
Right. Well, let's talk. Let me hear what you're going to say. Let me hear what you're going to say.
Well, no. I wasn't going to say anything derogatory. I was just going to say that. I mean, the reality is that the numbers aren't what they used to be.
Right. Okay.
They're just not. But
right.
That's not to say that they're not still massive numbers. Just
right.
When they start getting that high, it's just going to happen. There's nothing you can do about that. But in Sean's case, though, I don't think he has the foundation that Mac has yet. And that's when it collapses. So for him to go out right now and, to fight a name on, the third fight in on a main card of a pay-per-view and loses it definitively. I think and when that happens, and it's going to happen,
right?
He's so frail.
Might even happen in the next 2 weeks.
It very well could happen.
He's fighting a contender now. He's fighting the number 10,
right?
Or I think, is he 15? Is he 15 or 10? I think. I think he's barely ranked. Whoever he's fighting is 12, right there on the cusp. So pretty much, if Sean gets this, he's going to be in the top 10, I believe. So we'll see what happens on December 11th. That's going to be a huge card. I cannot wait next week to cover that fucking card. It's going to be amazing. Moving on from that, I mean, we had Khamzat Chimaev versus Jack Hermansson in a wrestling competition last week, where Hermansson was absolutely dominated. Okay. How amazing was that?
I didn't see that either.
It looked like it looked like he was playing with him on the ground, and every time he got up, he smacked him like, okay, come on, brother. Like, what the fuck? He's an animal.
Oh, he's a freak, dude.
He's an animal. Jack almost got him down one time, and he like spun out of it and laughed it off, and then took it. It was just an amazing. Jack got 0 points. 0. But since time ran out, it was called a draw. You know what I mean? In wrestling, right?
Yeah.
And so when they raised both hands, Jack put his hand down and was like, no, like, he got it. Yeah. But great fucking fight. And I love that they were so I love when there's like great sportsmanship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were really great with one another,
Always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Truth be told, not to take it back there, but that's why I love the game of hockey so much, because it's just such a team sport. It functions as one, like no other sport really. But Khamzat, please tell me you have been watching the cartoons of Leon Edwards. Dude. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, the guy's name is Mojahid Fidelat.
Yeah. That's close. That's close. I'm not even going to try and
But you guys have got to check this dude out, man, his channel, because he's got these animations. They're all 2 minutes long, but they are awesome. And they're all based around UFC fighters for the most part, at like 99%. Sometimes you'll see some boxing stuff in there, but so over the past 2 weeks, every video that he's posted, and he's probably posted a dozen videos in 2 weeks, every single one has had Leon Edwards in there, even when it's a video.
It's not about
unrelated
exactly to Leon at all.
Leon ends up showing up and running along the side of Dana saying, I believe I deserve a title shot.
Yeah. I believe I deserve the title shot.
He just won't shut up. And Dana's trying to escape him. And oh my God, you guys, it's so funny.
And the amount of time, you got to think the amount of time that this guy takes to get these sound bites.
You know what, DZAN? I'm going to reach out to him.
Yeah, you should.
I'm going to reach out to him, and maybe
we talk about his shit enough.
Yeah, we do, and maybe we'll put a feature in here one of these days. Yeah. And we're kind of small time, so he might not talk to us, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, why not? It can't hurt.
So,
but speaking
I'd love to share that with you guys because they're just fantastic. And what I'll do is, if I can, what I'd like to do is, and I'll reach out to him, but I'd like to just maybe put the entire thing together where all of the Leon Edwards chasing Dana White, because they're just awesome, man. They are fantastic. Guys, can you hang on 1 second, please? Very sorry about that, guys. But the point is that if you haven't checked them out, I hope you do. But Khamzat has been in a couple of recent videos.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the one today with Brock Lesnar and Khamzat.
Yes.
And Dana.
Yeah.
So this other thing that happens is Dana walks around with this giant syringe and it's got like this nuclear looking thing,
like
that
substance
he injects into his ass, and then he turns into the Incredible Hulk. Well, he's been doing that unchecked until today because Brock Lesnar turned around, and when Dana injected himself, he became the size of Brock. Right.
Yeah.
Then Brock injected himself. It was funny.
It's fucking hilarious.
Anyway,
those videos,
I'll reach out to him and see what I can get done here.
Speaking of Khamzat, we know
I'm gonna do that while you're talking right now, as a matter of fact.
There was a lot of rumors about Khamzat versus Gilbert Burns. That's been circulating like crazy. And then after Khamzat went on an absolute fucking tear of DC, let's wrestle, brother. And DC's like, bro, you want to wrestle me? It's not going to go well for you. And Hamza's like, I'm the one that's undefeated. Let's do this. And then he calls out Brock and is like, hey, Brock, let's go in the octagon and see who's the one and see who's the first one to, to walk out of there. You know what I mean? Like who can be the last one standing, pretty much. Like he'll die for it, for that shit, basically. And then he went and exposed Ali Abdelaziz and said that Ali stopped the fight with him and Burns. So apparently Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat is no longer in the conversation. And apparently Ali told Gilbert not to take the fight. Khamzat says, Ali know who I am. He tells his fighter not to take the fight. Wow. I am loving this streak of Khamzat giving the middle finger to Ali and the crew.
Yeah,
like I'm not
like my feelings on Ali.
Yeah,
I think everybody out there knows our feelings about Ali Abdelaziz,
right?
By the way, have you heard? And I know I'm getting sidetracked here already, but have you heard? What's his name? The
Colby?
Guy that nobody likes,
Colby
Covington.
Yeah.
What his pet name is for Khamzat?
Yes.
Okay.
Come shot Chimaev.
Well, I was going to say it.
Okay. Well, and then they're like, I believe his name is Khamzat, and he's like, how did I say it? What do you mean? What did I
come shot?
Yeah, he's all, how did I say it? I thought I said it right. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. That's probably the only nickname I'll take from Colby is Ali Abdelaziz. It's a really good nickname.
It is a good nickname. Yeah.
But I'm really loving it. I'm loving the subtle defiance coming out of Khamzat. I really, really love that shit.
Well, it's just nice to see somebody push back on Ali. He seems to have gone unchecked for quite some time here. And
he owns half the fucking roster. Yeah.
He owns half the roster and half the money of the roster. So
yeah,
because all of his talent are the upper echelon guys, so they're all getting paid. So he's making more than all of the fighters.
Exactly. Oh yeah, he's getting bank right now. He's getting bank, and he sets these fights up.
I mean, you imagine just 10% of Khabib's pay. You retire on that alone.
Yep, alone. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Before we get into some of the fights that have been announced, Can we just talk about like how blessed we are that we get a fighter called Dan Hooker? I mean, this dude is just so amazing, taking fights on short notice, being that entertaining fighter every single time he goes in there.
Not my favorite part of Dan Hooker.
He posted a tweet that says 45 look alive, and he got on a scale and was 145.5 and did this.
Yeah.
Dan Hook, I fucking love you.
Well,
I love
about
him.
this. I don't know if you are subscribed to the Mag Life, which I would assume you are. Okay.
Yes, of course.
He's on there all the time doing interviews.
Yes.
That's my favorite part of Dan Hooker.
I love that shit. The drunk games. Oh, that is my shit. I love watching
They were watching
drunk Q&A.
I noticed they were watching. It was on Thanksgiving Day because you could see the Lions game on in the background.
In the background behind them, yeah.
Yeah. And it was a great interview. I watched the entire thing. It was very entertaining.
They are so funny.
Yeah.
They're so fucking funny.
But Dan Hooker is just a guy's guy. I don't know anybody that doesn't like him.
Seriously, he's just such a genuine dude. He's just a good dude.
He's that guy that you would just love to have a beer with, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I had to give a shout out.
And Tech 9, Lil Wayne. I would love to have a beer with.
I'd be a little concerned being with Wheezy.
No. I have no concerns about being with Wheezy. I'm telling you, I think me and Wheezy would get along beautifully.
Yeah, I think we're just built different. All right, let's get into some fight announcements. Islam Makhachev versus Beneil Dariush. What a little more fight.
Experimental than DZAN, guys.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. That's where I was going. Beneil Dariush.
Oh, I knew what you meant. I don't shy from that.
I wanted to just subtly put it in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're just built different. I have said this before. Beneil Dariush is going to be a future champion. He will be a future champion.
We've both said that.
And he is facing Islam Makhachev in February 27th.
I believe he is the only one that has the shot at beating him.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was just going to say. And everybody who is thinking, oh, here comes another victim for Islam.
Oh, no. Your roll.
No. You have no idea the wherewithal that Beneil Dariush has and how he can come back.
Best part, he's under the radar.
Yes,
nobody's seeing him coming. Oh shit. So that's just it, guys. Nobody's gonna see this guy coming, man. Beneil Dariush is so multifaceted that I just can't imagine for 1 second that Islam Makhachev is going to roll through him. I'll say it right now. I fully expect that fight to go the distance. Beneil Dariush is probably the most underrated fighter on the UFC roster, and I don't think there's even an argument there. There's, unless there's a guy out there that I'm just not aware of yet, boom, he is gone just like that. That's okay, guys. I'm going to finish this one up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to DZAN and see if he can, because I know he really wanted to go over some new music because we haven't talked about new music in a long time. And I got a feeling that I hope this is still, he's coming back in. There he is. Okay.
All right. I'm back.
So here's what I explained to everybody. You know what? I tell you what, hang on, guys.
All right.
Obviously he's back now. And what we're going to do is just finish the MMA stuff up. And then just in case something happens again, he's just going to do the music in a separate video, which I think is really dope anyway. So
yeah, and right now my internet is really unstable. So let's fucking hit it. Islam Makhachev versus Beneil Dariush. Really excited for this fight. I don't think Islam is going to have an easy time. It's going to be a war.
If you don't mind just me interjecting real quick, what I said while you were gone is that I'll call it right now. I fully expect this fight to go the distance.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, there's something to that when nobody sees you coming. That's what I think is happening with the Red Wings this year a lot. People are just going, oh, it's the Wings. Here's a win. Here's a win.
Radar. Yeah.
Yeah. Beneil Dariush is the guy. He's that guy.
He is the guy. He is the guy. The second fight that got announced, Magomed Ankalaev versus Thiago fucking Santos. Are you kidding me?
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. Magomed Ankalaev versus Thiago Santos is in the work for March. Massive step up for Ankalaev. Well-deserved fight for Ankalaev. He's not going to have an easy time with Thiago, but I do believe that he is probably going to take that one for sure. But Thiago has been one of those guys that, I mean, since John Jones, I mean, obviously when you fight John Jones, you're a different human being after that. You're never the same fighter you were before you entered the octagon.
We've talked about that with a lot of fighters.
That is just how it is with the greatest. That's just it. But I still believe that it's going to be one hell of a fight. But I'm so happy that Ankalaev got this opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. He's very deserving of it. And that makes me happy that I had no idea that fight had been made. Thiago Santos, great challenge.
Fuck yeah.
That's a great man. Sean Shelby's great at this.
Yes, they are, man. And they've been fucking killing it this year. I would say with the exception of the Gone Derek Lewis, with the Derek Lewis and Gone pay-per-view. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Setting him aside.
Set that aside.
Other than that, he has been killing it.
I think that every single pay-per-view besides the Gone and Derek Lewis pay-per-view have just been straight fire. Absolutely. One has been the best. Every single UFC event, we're like, that's the best of the year. And that's the best of the year.
One is remarkable. To only say that about one fight is remarkable. To say that about 2 or 3 fights is remarkable.
Yeah. But we have been so lucky to have these amazing fights, and we can't take it for granted because we don't know if 2022 is going to be just as good. 2021 was fucking amazing.
If you don't mind, DZAN, I'm going to interrupt with that part because as I don't know if I said it on the channel or not, or during the podcast or not, but DZAN and I were just talking about a little while ago. Their first Omicron variant is in the United States. It's in California. You're going to know that already. But we just found out about it. And I mean, we knew it was coming. There's no avoiding that, but we don't know what's on the horizon, guys. And so if you do happen to stumble upon our channel, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons, please. Because we're here. We're always here. And if something goes down and we get shut down again, we're going to be here for your entertainment purposes.
Yep. We'll be pushing out that content for all of your viewing pleasure. The last thing before we leave today, ladies and gentlemen, I will be remiss if I didn't at least say this week. I feel kind of bad. Kevin Lee, if you guys do not know, is cut from the UFC. UFC has released Kevin Lee from the active roster. Lee's management confirmed it with Brett Okamoto. According to Lee's manager, he had multiple fights on his contract, but the UFC elected to terminate the agreement. If you guys don't know, he was suspended for 6 weeks for opioid use. He has said that he was addicted to Adderall and is still actively going through addiction stuff. But
the thing is, though, for me, is that he was never a good fighter.
No, and he talked. Look, as a human being,
exactly. You just said it. You started to say it, and that's what bothered me so much. Is that the guy talked as though he was, the second coming of Izzy,
of Conor. He thought he was Conor. Yeah, he thought he was Conor McGregor by talking about Michael Chies's mom. You know what I mean? On stage. So I mean, but he's never. But you're right. He's never really lived up to it. You know what I mean? He's gotten an interim title, and that was his call to fame, you know what I mean? And then we know what happened right in that fight, and we know now that Tony Ferguson wasn't really the guy that we maybe thought he was. Right. That makes it even worse. It does. It really kind of makes that whole situation a little murky. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens with Kevin Lee.
And that's so rare, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
UFC to cut somebody with fights remaining.
With fights remaining. Yeah. Or fights remaining on their contract.
Very rare.
It seemed to me in the background that it seemed more so of an amicable personal separation. Like Kevin Lee was totally okay with this because he's said over the past couple months, he's got a lot of demons right now that he's going through. And I mean, obviously he hasn't been.
He's a Motown guy. You know what I mean? I love him because he is a Detroit guy. And I always have love for him for that. But the fact is that I've never been impressed with his fighting at any point.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
I've personally seen guys in the gym I think could take him. And that's not good when you're on a UFC roster.
Right. That's going to wrap it up for us, ladies and gentlemen.
He's going to be doing a separate video for music,
we're gonna
guys.
Be doing music.
What's going to be really cool is he'll be able to kind of carve it in his own way, and he's really good at this stuff. So
he's doing a little bit of edits and stuff. Yeah,
I think you guys will appreciate it a lot more doing it that way than the way we have been doing it. And not that we won't continue doing it, because we will. Right. It's just once in a while, if we get an opportunity to do it this way, it is a little easier on the ice for you guys. So we try to be here and give you as much quality content as we can.
That's right. So don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and look forward to the music wrap up for this week. We got a lot to discuss with some stuff going on. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing, amazing week. We will see you next week, and we will be talking it up about UFC 269. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day.
Peace, guys.
Peace.